سبحان فالق الإصباح.
Y'all, is this thing on? Word. Y'all, so what? We get drunk. So what? We smoke weed. We're just here having fun, infidels. Time to light the fuse. It's Big Ray and Hamin. Y'all, back in the saddle with my number one stunner, the deputy, ready to ride the range. It's Hacker Hamin and Big Ray taking it from Yellowstone all the way to Getting Stone here on AEW. Light the fuse, infidels. Y'all, Hamin Media Group. Yes. Yeah, get me fired up, man. I was having a good time last night doing some cameos playing the entrance theme, but big shout out to our usual host, Chris Silvio. Has some stuff to take care of down at Team Death Proof Dojo and business. So the man who's all business, nobody else I'd rather have out here. And I know he doesn't always watch AEW, but he made the commitment for us. It's my man, Big Ray all day. What's hood, homie?
Why do people assume that I don't watch AEW? I watch it every week.
Oh, do you not? Well, before you were such a hater, but now that age is you're with it.
All right, here we go again.
Right,
no. Let me explain this to people, okay?
It was shitty.
Hold on. Let me explain this to people again. I'm gonna do it once and that's it. I watch everything. I watch Impact Wrestling, AEW, fucking. Sometimes I catch karate Chinese from fighting wrestling from Korea. I watch that stuff. That Jargo like
I saw a thing with Boss Root and karate. Have you seen that? Where it's like MMA, but it's strictly karate fighters. Like they'll let you go to the ground for a minute, but instead of a cage, it's like a bunch of rich people standing around. But it's like
Lionheart. Like Lionheart.
Yeah, dude, it slants in so you can run up the walls and do shit if you want a little bit. It's pretty cool.
It's Lionheart. Remember they used to fight in the pool. They used to fight in they fought in the pool, in the pit. They fought in what was it, a garage, underground garage. It was different spots. It was
I think it's only karate guys and no elbows and no fucking like serious submissions and shit like that. You can strike a little bit on the ground, but then the ref stands them right up.
This dude, Cujo's dude, if that question is legit in the chat right now, you are fucking a week and a half behind, dude.
Is this when we set our clocks back? Who cares? Time is irrelevant at this point as we're all on house arrest. Yeah, kind of. Because I watch shows when I want to. I don't tune in on a cable schedule, and we're constantly working. So what is time, I guess.
Time, my back gimmick is showing fucked up. Oh, who's saying that? So I was Hootie and the Blowfish, right?
Yeah, Darius Rucker. It's down here though. Time, why you punish me?
All right, let me try it. Time, why you punish me?
There it is. I go crashing into the shore, wash away my tears.
Yeah, good. One more.
Why you walk alone? I love it. The
what
pipes this morning as we harmonize. Ready to harmonize?
I still haven't. I haven't taken a hit of my vape. I have my coffee here. I'm stealing Jen's.
I know it's early to be singing.
I got Jen's giant coffee cup that she doesn't know I use because she never watches the podcast. I clean it real good.
You're gonna get big heat for that when she.
Oh, forget about it. This is her cup, dude.
Oh man,
brother.
Our cup runneth over here at Hamin Media Group, channelattitude.com. Big Ray, I want to say thanks for great intro and outros for the holiday, pre-roll and post-roll. You did a great job as always, man. You guys are hearing all that. Thank you for subscribing. Or if you're here live now, I figure we go live. It's Friday morning off time. Give you guys a little wake up call. And
there we go.
Yeah, we're doing it, man. But last night, when it rains, it pours. One person sends me something, 70 people send it to me. And I appreciate the interactors, but it's like, oh, no shit, firings by the 90th person. Yeah. So big doings last night, man. Out of nowhere, Johnny Ace with the magic email of budget. It's budget cuts, pal. It's not anything.
Nothing personal.
Yeah, another personal, but
We
Hit
call
Row.
you back, kid. We may call you back, kid.
Yeah, Hit Row is probably the biggest news after being called up from NXT, and then BFAB getting clipped 2 weeks ago, and now this week the rest of the crew eats it while they're on TV. So from the time you're in NXT to the draft, which was I believe 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 now. 4 weeks ago, you're drafted from NXT and released, bro. Like, wow. John Morrison, obviously a dude I got a ton of respect for. My OVW brother, 2CW guy, Jomo and Taya Valkyrie. Sorry, heat this morning. Tegan Knox, I think she had like 2 or 3 appearances, maybe in that whip Royal Rumble, a couple others. Drake Maverick, another Rip Rogers guy, but already Drake way out in front of it, knew it was coming.
Did you see it? Did you see it when I sent it to you, or did you see it beforehand?
Before that, Shane Thorne, Jackson Riker. I could see myself working a big program with Jackson Riker. Let's get him to if we're gonna play Soldier of Fortune, then I think him and Hacker Hamin at XPW would be fucking great. As well as last week's Keith Lee, Nia Jax, Karrion Kross, Eva Marie, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Scarlett Bordeaux, Oni Lorcan, my 2CW brother, and hopefully we'll be back with Biff and Ted. And Ember Moon, man, and B-Fab, like we said earlier. But, dude,
can I comment on B-Fab real quick?
Please do.
Seriously. So I was watching B-Fab on Next Level. I'm sorry, on NXT when me and me and Vet are reviewing the show.
Sure.
And I remember almost there are a couple of people here that watched me and Vet. Anyway, when I saw her wrestle twice, I said she's gonna get cut. Like I basically said she's terrible, she's awful. She should just be a hold on. She should just be a valet or somebody that grabs somebody's ankle. She could have done that.
You know what she should be is Spinderella.
Right, but
have 2 turntables up there and she's mixing it, and then she can come down and do the leg pull like you said whenever they need her.
Right, but I know for a fact, and I think it came out that Vince saw her wrestling and was like, dude, she's a shits. So then why call them up?
Dude, so's Carmella. Carmella is one of the worst ever. And she's in the ring every fucking week. So it's not the fact of that. She looks like, part of the stage picture. To remove her from that group was a terrible, terrible decision. And it's a terrible decision to cut them now when you had them on TV last week. It just makes your entire management staff and style look really amateur and just like what is really going on. And what if you're Fox or USA, what are they thinking? Like they can't be approving this shit.
This is the stupid part. And I was thinking about this last night. They released them all at the same time. Hello, dickheads. What's going to happen is, number one, I went straight to their Twitters, right? Boom, 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 boom. They're already plotting and planning. They're basically saying that they're going to show up somewhere together. So you just let go of I got to be honest with you. I actually like the act.
I did too. So they put all the money into it. They developed it, got them, and then they got no return. They got 3 weeks of return. Dude,
dumb, dude.
It's the worst. Like, forget wrestling. Like that's the worst decisions that you could. It's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking go and plow this field and plant all my seeds. I'm going to grow all this corn. And the day I harvest it, am I going to take it to market? Nah, I'm going to take it straight to the dump and just go fucking put all this fresh food into the fucking dump, bro. Like,
it's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable, man.
Crazy, man.
With whether it's Killer Cross or, I mean, think about the investment in money and TV time. I forget Hit Row aside, because we'll just call that developmental. Think about the investment in that they put out there for Keith Lee and for Killer Cross, and they got nothing back on it, bro. They actually earned investment. It's insane. And dude, I got to tell you, watching NXT, and I'm sure the vet might say this too, because I watched maybe an hour and I was like,
oh, sorry about that.
Well, it's development. I feel like I'm watching and directing DCW again, except I'm far beyond that in my career now. Like when I was a rookie, like it was everything. But to watch these kids and like what they've done with NXT 2.0, all they did was reinvent OVW. And to be honest with you, from where it was to where it scaled back, and to have that poker scene.
Oh boy, dude.
Wow,
We
bro.
ripped that shit to shreds this week, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to talk about it yesterday. I'm going to talk about it here for just a minute. But like, as somebody who understands poker, like, the card game didn't even set up the drama how it should have been. If you're watching, how about when the chick has to read the rules of Texas Hold'em? Could you have any more dead air, bro? Like, these big graphics, they spent money on that. Somebody had to do all that work, bro.
Yo.
And for like, it was just brutal. And then, so he's got pair of fives, and then it's king six spades, right?
Right.
Then the flop comes 3 hearts. So it's anybody's game on the straight flush. And I thought maybe they'd stack the deck on a flush. You know what I mean? All 5 hearts come out, and then the guys are betting against each other, thinking what they're about, trying to bluff each other. Nope, we don't do that. Instead, it comes out fucking another straight. So his king high has king, queen, jack. And like, all right, so now he has a 9 ace out. So you think the third card is going to be a stacked ace or 9. So he's got the trip 5s guy who thinks he's over by the balls, right? Like trip 5 is a nice fucking hand to play. And you don't know if he's sitting on a full house or whatever. But ace 9 in the straight would go over. Does ace or 9 come out? Nope. Some off card nuts. So now he's got a bluff while he's got trip 5s. So the guy who's the fucking cool, collected pro card player folds for the fucking redneck.
Allegedly.
Before, right? And then he fucking looks at the card and he knows he was bluffing. Dude, the complete worst drama you could have played out in card scenario of like having the heel think he's cocky, but he's really outdrawn by the fucking redneck. Instead, the redneck out bluffs the fucking cool guy and he loses his cool. It was like, dude, the worst psychology ever with cards mixed in.
I want you to right now think about this. You just talked for about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes.
Sorry.
About about a card game. We are not reviewing the World Series of Poker. This is the worst shit ever.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
I'm serious. Thank you, Uncle Tony. I appreciate you.
It was like, and the way they tried to do it was to make it look exactly like World Poker Tour, which they did a decent job production wise. But
Yeah, sure.
but in the reality is, but dude, I'll tell you, World Poker Tour would get over if they did it inside of a wrestling or boxing ring and had the finals inside that. But on a wrestling show, it doesn't work the other way, dude.
Of course, you got my boy Jerome Hall over here talking about playing dice in the hallways of the projects.
Some bones, homie. Roll them. But shout out to everybody in the chat this morning. We're giving away a free show here. If you're one of the loyalist of loyal HMG supporters, we'll give you away. I usually, if we have the chance to go live, Friday locker rooms up, kayfabe. Yesterday, Stevie and I did that. But we like to give a little value once in a while when we can. And I'm the boss. I do what the fuck I want.
Hey, just so you know, if you need it, I have the HMG holiday gimmick, the minute long gimmick queued up here. If we want to put that over before we jump into the show, the actual review of the show. So I'm just throwing it out there production wise.
I'll mix it in. I appreciate it. I'll mix it in right now.
Okay.
No worries.
But yeah, so
you know what? Fuck it, play it. I don't want to have to mix it. Play it.
All right, we'll do it right now. So we'll do it live.
Hit your vape and do whatever you got to do. It's time for a minute commercial break.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna hit my mute button. You know how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. On the next, this next one. All right, we're back. We'll be right back. It's the holidays. You don't want to talk to your family. You don't want to watch those same old boring movies you've seen 1,000 times before. Get yourself the hottest gift for the holidays, a subscription to Hamin Media Group at channelattitude.com. Get all your favorite HMG review shows, locker room news, and independent creator content you really want to hear. Subscribe today at channelattitude.com and give yourself the gift you really wanted for the holidays from your friends at Hamin Media Group. There you go, buddy. How you like that? Huh? Was that over?
I love it. That was easy enough. Now I don't have to mix a show. I can just upload it. See, it just saved me 5 minutes.
That's what she said.
Yeah, man. With Geico, what's in the background? Is this finish yet? Cool. Let me minimize that. Amber Neal show we're editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Constant production. But
real
yeah,
quick,
so I watched part of that NXT show and I was like, all right, I'm done, bro. It's like I'm happy for those kids, but they're kids, every one of them.
really quick. The one release that so I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if you saw it on social media, Taya Valkyrie, or
Mm,
now we can call it Taya Valkyrie again, not fucking Frankie Monet.
yeah.
Um, she was going ballistic on social media, and she's like, "Look, man,
Loca, bro. We're loca, crazy white girl. That's what that means. I mean, let me teach you some Spanish here. But we're a loca means crazy white bitch, bro.
well, I'm the reporter of the people, the man with the plan, big red here to stay to talk. Some wrestling today, and or some lucha libre today. That's your Spanish lesson." But she basically said, she's like, "Dude, I could say what the fuck I want. We just both lost our incomes going into the holidays. Now, here's the thing."
Dude, huge at first, huge respect for her instead of doing the thank you for my time and da da da.
Oh,
Like, bro, like it should be Taya. Next year, WrestleMania in 2023, Taya Valkyrie should have been facing Charlotte, bro. That's the program, bro. Like Taya can work her fucking ass off and is Marilyn Monroe hot. John Morrison is Mr. Sex Appeal, and you thought they keep him around with the Miz coming back. Now the Miz is gonna have no fucking buddy to, yeah, dude, like really like stupid firings of advanced veterans that can do it all. And even to call her Frankie Monet was a fucking dumbass thing out of the gate. It's a test. Everything's a test.
oh
Will you
yeah,
change your name? Sure, I guess. Why not? Even though there's tons of value in the Taya Valkyrie brand. Let's fucking change my name, fuck faces. Okay.
sure, why not?
Yeah.
It makes no sense, man. But I give it to her because, like you said,
Huge
she
respect.
she went on social media and she just said it like it was. And I went to some of the other people that were released, and I forgot who it was. I think it was the Adonis, the kid that with Hit Row. Just thank you WWE with a fucking heart emoji. I'm like, really? And people are looking at that like, oh yeah, you're doing it the right way and shit. And look, man, you can say what you want to say, do what you want to do. If you are money to WWE, no matter what the fuck you say to them, whether you bury them or not on social media, they'll bring you back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've brought a lot of people back, so it doesn't really matter. I think going out the way Taya did, I think works, man. And they're gonna make money, dude. Those two are gonna make money together wherever they go.
Yeah, of course they do. They have a high booking rate and they fucking draw.
Yeah,
Of course, man. I've worked plenty of shows with both of them. Yeah, the thanking the thing to keep the door open is such a fucking Stockholm syndrome abusive relationship, bro. Like I
that's
get it, they put
bullshit.
money in your pocket, but they fucking jerk so many people around and like whatever these mental health issues are with a lot of wrestlers, like they're tuning that up from a Lars Sullivan to whoever, you know what I mean? And they just don't stop fucking with people. And then you see this, well, I can't, like, they hate it while they're there, but they can't wait to get back and be miserable again instead of going, wow, WWE, you fucked up huge. There's tons of money written on me, and I don't know why you would invest your time, but you know, I'm gonna go forward. I wish you the best in your future endeavors because it
Mm,
looks like rough days ahead for you guys. Put it right back on them. You don't got to go fuck you and they paid you, but at the same time, you have every right to go. Wow, I think your problem is in upper management, not the talent, because I know there's tons of money written on me and you haven't even begun to cash in. Maybe we can do business down the road if you get your shit together. Put it
now,
right on them. Put it
now
right on.
let me just clarify something to the people that just are listening and don't understand the situation. So John Morrison, whatever the fuck he's called now, Johnny Mundo, he was released, but he is going to be paid unless he works something out with another company for 90 days. Am I correct, Ben? And
Yeah,
so
you
and
can get
Taya,
30 days, sure. I don't
right?
know if
And
Taya might be 30 because
she gets 30 days. So I think she probably just after Thanksgiving.
but then there's something to be said about that. So Killer Cross, and like this is where Tony Van, we're on AEW show. This is an NXT Next Level Review 2.0, but
Mhm.
fucking Killer Cross, it has 90 days, right? Because he was main
Right.
roster. when they did Lights Up, Lights Down last week on Light the Fuse, and they fucked that up, or excuse me, on Dynamite, where they turned the lights down, and Tony Khan been like, tune in, everybody, because tell your friends something big's going to happen.
Is it?
Lights go down, they come back up as the heels were getting beaten or beating the baby faces. It's more heels to beat the baby faces before Cody. Like, okay, so that's completely wrong. The lights down, lights up spot is who's the surprise from WWE that's going to be here that Khan pumped on Twitter that doesn't show up at all. That's where a Killer Cross could be like, without saying fuck you, shows up there and like who have you ever seen break the 90-day clause? Nobody really, right?
One guy, Aleister Black.
No, he was
6. He was 30. That's right.
30 days and fucking so to like say fuck you. Now that's the real punch. So you think you couldn't get with Tony Khan and be like, hey, dude, they're probably going to sue me and say that they don't owe me the last 90 days. I'm going to need you to cover that. This is what it would have cost. If you want the surprise, it's $62,000. Do you think Khan's not going to fork over?
Of course,
dude. That's that in PR alone is worth it. But nobody is like willing to give up that cushion or do business on the other side to be like, let me make a statement with showing up out of nowhere. And I thought, dude, here's Cross or Braun right here, or Bray, and Bray could have done it because time had elapsed. But did they? Nope. It was Aleister Black and fucking El McCardillo to fucking add more beating, which we've already seen these guys a bunch of times. So
I want to go.
Yeah,
I want to go to the chat real quick. We got a Tim Gilby that says the company has become way top heavy. They are laying off the wrong people to protect their spots at the top. And I'm going to go over to Cujo 62, and I want you to comment on that one. If WWE did all their releases live on Raw, it would do better numbers than the direct they're giving us. That's pretty good statement.
I don't think you could do that to people. I think.
Now, could you imagine?
You'd have a lawsuit waiting to happen.
No. It's been done. It's been done, but it happened. If you remember this, Ben, we were covering this on the Impact Rebellion, if I'm correct, with Chavo Guerrero live when he did the whole suitcase gimmick. Do you remember the Feast or Fired shit?
Yeah.
And he was fired live.
Right, but he knew it was coming.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like,
so what do you think? What do you think of that?
What you're saying though is like, well, there's some of it in there. So what Vince and Stevie and I have talked about, and what Raw really and SmackDown needs to be, is a big dose of reality, right? We need to see Charlotte and Becky backstage getting in each other's faces, like whether you shoot it on film or in black and white, it needs to have that. Fuck what's going on in the ring. It's like the politics when it comes back. So all these firings and people's reactions, could you imagine? Like your best friend, like there's another little clip going around where Kofi gets the news while he's live on G4, or excuse me, Woods gets the news while he's live on G4, and it's like a big camera back, and you see him like get up and be like, I gotta go check on my friends, and like walks off the set. That's what I'm talking about. Like that voyeurism GTV. Like, let's get back to it with Vince and people backstage having heat, or even heat on the writers, or what it looks like. You know what I mean? That's what's really going to bring people back to, like, you got to see what they're doing. What if people, are there, and then you get them showing up to Raw and like dudes are talking like, where's Hit Row or whatever, have some correspondence about how do you feel about this, and get a real reaction, some real world. Well, when you got a 1.3 rating, you better do fucking something, because it's the worst wrestling shows across the board, dude. Everybody is sucking at what they do. They have hundreds of teachers around them that are highly competent. They don't want to give up that power reign. They want yes men around them, and they're just driving their fucking ship into the iceberg over and over again until it sinks to the bottom like the Titanic.
WWE's version of the Purge, Born of Metal.
But they should purge, but they need to purge upper management and yes men, not fucking talent. Not people you draft 4 weeks ago and then fucking fire them. Like, how stupid does that look for public perception? Like, you just look like fucking complete idiots. Not the talent, the fucking management.
Speaking of G4 TV, On the next level, I had put over this beautiful Ric Flair robe, G4 robe I was given by somebody that works for the new G4 TV. This
Cool.
person lives in the building, and they gave me this, Ben. I haven't put this over with you. And this,
Candles, huh?
you know what it smells like? I put it over a vet.
Masturbation and Cool Ranch Doritos.
It actually smells like it smells like when when you walk into a video store or the old Blockbuster,
Sure.
it has the scent of that plastic, like when you open up a brand new game or some shit like that. It's fantastic, dude.
Nice carcinogens.
I lit it yesterday, and Jen's like, "Turn that shit off." Stinks.
So that's the big news with fucking what happened last night in the firings and then the press release, and it's just crazy, man.
This is the best comment ever by Gully Blanchard. Imagine firing all the talent but keeping the bad writers. Yeah, somewhere there's that overweight chick. She's still writing for them, probably for SmackDown. I forgot her name.
Yeah. She all dick is trash. Dick trash.
Yeah, Millie, whatever her name is. Jobber.
But yeah, we got to get to it, man. Because
let's do it.
Hey, I got to fucking record with beautiful people, and then Russo brand meeting and HMG meeting. It's fucking good nonstop today.
I want to give a shout out to Noel Lagrasso, Big Vito Lagrasso over at the Big Vito brand. Yo, dude, their Patreon is doing really great. Head over to patreon.com/the Big Vito brand or the Big Vito Mafia. You can look at it both ways. And Noel is not doing too great, so I wanted to give you, Noel, a shout out. I did some extra work for them last night I was up late. Thank you. Love you, Noel. Noel is one of my very favorite people. Vito can suck an egg, but Noel, that's my girl right there, man.
Big shout out to Ted McNailer, aka the Man Beast, as well, recovering from his car accident and surgeries, man. Definitely a tough time for him as he's wheelchair bound right now.
Oh, 2 broken arms, a broken leg, the ribs, the fucking chest gimmick, everything.
We're lucky to have him, man.
God bless him, man.
We take for granted the power that's fucking in our hands driving a car, bro. Like, not that he didn't respect it. He hydroplaned hitting water, and that can happen to anybody. But fucking A, dude, it's life is very, very fragile.
Yes, it is.
Oh, boom. And I was fragile watching this show, but there was good and bad, better than last week's effort, I thought, but tons of booking mistakes coming off of Full Gear, even at Full Gear. I'm going to skip way ahead to make a point here, Big Ray, because
go ahead, buddy.
In the main event, we had Jay Lethal and Sammy Guevara with his ribs taped up. On the pay-per-view, we had Rusev versus who the fuck was it?
I don't remember.
Regardless, yeah, but at the same time, Rusev's got his quad taped up. Oh, Daniel Bryan. There's Daniel Bryan. That's
right.
So, dude, and got his right quad taped up. So, in wrestling, and Marks might not know this, we work the left side. You work the left leg, you work the left arm. In Mexico, sometimes they do it the other way, but
right, they do it backwards.
Yeah, and it's not right. But then he's got his right quad taped up. So if we got to work the left side and the right quad's taped up, you either don't tape it or you tape both so we can work on it. Did Daniel Bryan work on Rusev's quad, which is exactly what a small guy has to do? Chop the dude down? Nope. He threw rib kicks and fucking Muay Thai kicks to the side. No heat on the quad whatsoever. Right. Huge target. Did Jay Lethal work on Sammy Guevara's fucking taped ribs? Bear hug, hot shotting him on the top rope on him, any of that shit on the railing?
He gave him the big knees they made a big deal out of it.
Once, but dude, then like there's all these comebacks. All he has to do is hit him in the stomach once and drop him, but he doesn't. We don't work. They're working leg heat story, figure 4, bro. Like this is from the top guys in the business, and I'm like, how is this happening? That we're taping up and putting a target on it, and that's the story and has been in wrestling for years. But the guys in the ring don't work heat on it. Are you fucking kidding me? How amateur and wrong that is. And if your leg is really hurt, then you bandage the other one so he can work on it. And people think that he's working on that you got 2 hurt legs or you just need it for support for this. Dude, the shit like that just is, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this match because the heat is completely in the wrong spot. And these guys who are top pros are making the most amateur get your shit in mistakes I've ever seen in my life.
Did you have a problem? I had a problem with this a little bit when it came to Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal was one of the biggest names that AEW has signed that has never signed with the WWE, right?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. All right. With that being said, his first match on TV, he loses clean.
In a title match, right? It was a title match.
It was a title match. Well, was it a title match? I believe it might have been. Anyway, it doesn't remember. Yes, it was a title match. Yes.
Why did Jay Lethal get a title match out of nowhere?
That's number one. Number two, Jay Lethal again. This is why, you know, some people that aren't fans of AEW say, oh, all they do is push WWE talent. And you kind of saw that here, Ben, a little bit, because guess what? Jay Lethal, again, he's one of the biggest stars ROH has made. One of the biggest stars Impact Wrestling at the time had made, the Ric Flair thing.
He's TV ready. He's way over prepared for any opportunity.
Black machismo, everything.
Killed it.
And then you have him lose to not only Sammy Guevara, but a hurt Sammy Guevara,
who goes through a table, does a moonsault and goes through a table. That should have been it, bro. Like, that's the heat. The ribs are there. Boom. He eats shit on the outside. You roll him back in, hit him with, I don't give a shit, a gut buster, and fucking beat him like that.
If a count out. How about a count out? What about
how about both guys, both little guys fucking both guys with injuries go over?
See, and this is what didn't make sense to me. Again, I'm watching this, and there are a couple of matches here, Ben, that we're gonna run through that I just had absolutely zero interest in.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's some really good stuff, and then there's stuff you're like, okay, next.
Yep.
You know,
you'll know what it is when I get there.
But we make up for what was last week's error and starting off with a cold match and start off with more of a happening, which was good. Well, we get a highlight package from Full Gear to open. Then backstage we get Omega and the Bucks and Cole hanging out. This is kind of Omega says he's got to go away and get his shit together, so he's alluding to New Japan, and then Cole steps up and says, "Don't worry, bro. I got this." Like, I was talking to Matt and Nick. So, then they do this thing with Cutler. So what they're doing, and I talked with Sil about this, is these fake wrestling scenes in the beginning and the end of the scene is the reality. So they're doing wrestling tropes, but it's not overdone yet. So these are fake scenes, and they're letting us know that. So it's an interesting game to play out. There's a lot in there.
So basically, what I got from this, tell me if I'm wrong, it looks like Adam Cole has already been granted the leader of that faction, and Kenny doesn't know it yet.
Well, that's what they want to play. Like, there's a play. It's very Shakespearean, the play within the play. However, their play is completely satire, and they're showing that, hey, this is a wrestling trope where we're going to battle for the head of Bullet Club inside the promo. But the 5 seconds before and the 5 seconds after, where they say, "Cut it, Cutler," and they walk off, that's when they're really them. Everything in the middle is play wrestling. Now, I've seen in these reports, the pundits don't get that yet. They don't understand that everything that's happening in the middle is bullshit that they're creating to do a rib on wrestling. It's all phony. It's all phony in the middle. So they can later go, oh, there's going to be a big breakup between Omega and Cole, and then they can step outside of that and go, you stupid idiots, we did all this just to fucking lead you this way. You could never break up Super Click. Like, that's what's happening.
Right. And it'll give you something to like the fanboys or the fangirls, something to kind of like wonder about while Kenny is gone.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So the next couple of weeks he'll be the de facto leader of the group, and then when Kenny comes back, you're gonna think there's gonna be some type of dissension between them, and they may show some dissension between them, but then they're gonna all
It'll
kiss
all
each other
be
on the
for
cheek.
show. It's all for the top layer of wrestling bullshit.
Right, got
Underneath
it.
it is we run the industry.
Yeah, man.
Dark
I'm
Order
trying.
hits the ring for a big celebration for National Cowboy Shit Day, baby. And
Mm,
your new champion, Hangman Page, comes down, does the babyface promo. Shocker, he didn't have a drink in his hand this time.
why not?
Because we just did a big AA sponsored Moxley cheer along session.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So it's cowboy shit to be sober now. And then Daniel Bryan comes down.
I like this.
I did too, because this was very strange. Because what have people been wanting since they brought back Punk and Bryan? They want Punk to be the pipe bomber and for him to turn heel.
Mhm.
Daniel Bryan gets heat here. And I was
Yep.
like, wow, now that's an
great.
interesting decision. And he did a great job with it. Drops WrestleMania name
Oh,
drop.
they got so mad. They were so mad when he said WrestleMania.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And Daniel Bryan did a good job getting heat to set this up, because he is such a yes baby face, and they can turn him on a dime if they want to. And this is him being a pro. He knows that Page is over, and he needs that. This doesn't need to be a Ring of Honor handshake thing. And I liked it, man. This was good.
This is why I started really watching AEW again. It wasn't because of CM Punk, it's because of Daniel Bryan. He's one of my all-time favorites. I love this guy to death, man.
I like that he's like got this shot on the leather jacket in. That was kind of like his tree hugger, animal rights PETA stuff, you know what I mean? Without going too hard into it.
It was kind of a stupid looking leather jacket. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I hate all those fringe fucking 1970s and 80s leather jackets. I think that shit looks stupid.
Yeah. By the way, I was thinking about you last Saturday. I was with my son watching TV, and they had the what do you call those guys? What your dad is?
Lumberjack.
They had the lumberjack competition on Wild World of Sports on ABC.
Steel Timber Sports Series.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. I was thinking, how come you never did that shit, man?
I did when I was in my teen years a little bit, but I was just like, that's his thing. I set up the shows and whatnot, and I've thought about that. I probably could have, with the right tag team partner, I could have been probably top 5 in the world, to be honest with you, because I got all the best equipment is his shit. So like we have it all, but that's where I really learned how to kind of be a Vince McMahon and a fucking talent handler, is from my dad running his major shows. You know what I mean? So I do everything head judge to make sure all the stanchions and shit are set up, but I can throw an axe. Don't worry about that.
I'm sure you can. It was cool, man. My son was actually intrigued by the whole show. So
every guy on there that you see, either, well, the young guys now, I've known them since they were babies, because I'm getting old, but all the older guys I grew up around, and the guys that were on for decades, you know, that was the locker room I was around, man, growing up. And those guys are larger than life fucking stars too, you know what I mean? But very
big guys.
Yeah.
But anywho, I was back to Daniel Bryan. Very big fan of what he did today this week. That's something that really grabbed my attention, and I'm looking forward to heel Daniel Bryan, because the funny thing is, when Daniel Bryan first came into WWE, they were trashing him, saying that who was it? Michael Cole, saying he was vanilla and he had no charisma and shit. And the guy is great, man, at what he does, man. So I'm very excited to see this.
It's impressive to see him get heat. That was what you're like, oh, that was intriguing.
Yeah.
That was intriguing. They didn't go too far. They didn't make it cheesy. He ripped on him about what he was wearing, and that he's not a real champion and like him, and that he's got his shit on. He's ready to go. Then we come back and we get Evil Uno versus Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. I don't know if that's the right decision. I mean, I like Evil Uno too. That's my dude from 2CW. And nothing was wrong with this match. Really, Daniel Bryan ate Evil Uno up. And that's maybe what should have happened, to show while they were getting heat, now he can take it out, you know what I mean, a little bit on there. So I was questioning if this match should happen, but the more I thought about it, it worked. I think it worked here in this spot, you know.
Well, it's set up the fact that he's going to take every single one of the members out. So next it'll probably be
it's Colt Cabana next. That's what he said.
That's right, Chicago.
So like that'll be great heat, because he's going to run through each one of the Dark Order guys and fucking he ate Uno up here. and it was good. It was right off of the words. He worked heel, and I was down with it, man. And
It was great. Excellent.
He wins with a triangle choke.
And I like I know you've probably talked about this 1,000 times already, but I love the fact that Danny O'Brien, much like an MMA fighter or in a real MMA fight, he's winning differently every single time. So it's either a knockout with a knee or it's a triangle. Has he used the yes lock yet or no?
Yeah. So he's got a multitude of options to go from to try and tap somebody.
I like that.
I think that the only thing is I think Evil Uno tapped out a little bit too quick. I think he needed to really lock it in, let him work it, and then cinch it, because that's what a choke is. Like, you're trying to get the legs right, and then once you get it in, you fight it for a second and then tap it.
Well, sometimes you and I both watch MMA. We watch UFC and everything, Bellator, and I've seen it, man. When somebody just slaps that armbar on or the choke real quick, they already know they're done. They quickly tap before they get hurt.
I get it, but this is wrestling, and wrestling needs a second and a half to digest.
Right. Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? It needs that little air in between. That's why we have a rhythm. So you're absolutely right. But if you're going to transition it in there, that's the little tweak. But dude, I thought Uno did a good job getting him over.
Excellent.
Not that Daniel Bryan needs help getting over. And I think they call him call him Brian Daniels or Daniel Bryan, and then they corrected him as Brian Danielson on there. It makes me laugh. I love that.
Oh, leave JR alone.
I know. I don't want it. I want more of that shit. It shows the ridiculousness of WWE and wrestling, that you can't just call yourself whatever the fuck you want to. We own the name Daniel and Brian. Oh, do you? You fucking own it? Okay. You're gonna sue the Bible next? You're gonna fucking sue? Like, what the fuck? I beat God. In the ring. Shivani chats with him. That's when he calls out Colt. Last Saturday, MJF says all he hears about is how great of a pro wrestler all these other wrestlers are in AEW. He says people think all he can do is talk, but screw that. He can go bell with the best of them. Just getting heat backstage.
I loved that finish at the pay-per-view. For me, it was so simple.
Yeah.
MJF is one of my favorite things in pro wrestling today. I wish everybody was. I wish all the heels were like MJF. That makes sense.
Why does he get it so much more than anybody else? Because he's been performing since he was 5 years old. And you might think of a 5-year-old as like, oh, you're picking your nose or whatever, but wet in your bed. But fucking the reality is that's reps. And I'm not trying. People like, Hamin, you're classic 80s and you do this shit better than anybody on WWE. And I'm like, all right, I appreciate that. You know why? Because I've been acting since I was 12 years old, nonstop, 30 fucking 2 years on stage. No, not 1 year off of missing shows. Like my swords are sharp. You can go back and watch him at 5 years old on Rosie O'Donnell. His swords are fucking sharp in a way that most wrestlers will never be until like The Rock is just kind of getting there. He was great in wrestling, but his acting skills took a while to develop, right? Like it's just 10,000 hour rule, man. And he's way ahead of everybody else on almost every roster. That's why he stands out on the promo.
Are your swords sharper than the old liquid swords?
Yeah, well, I try to keep them. I spit my darts, we can't really.
I respect
backstage, Eddie Kingston goes to do an interview. I like this. Interrupted by 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. Kingston gets in Garcia's face. This popped me, bro, because
it did too.
He goes, I know you're from Buffalo, and people who not from New York won't understand this, but like, so I got tons of friends all over New York, and New York City is very intense, is very Eddie Kingston, very loud. Sure, they can go, but like they can also are just loud as a defense mechanism to like
as the show.
Buffalo is a bunch of hard ass Polacks and Irish guys who fucking set the tone of like, you want to fucking go. You see these guys slamming each other at Buffalo Bills games. They're a different level of stupid, of like testosterone, and just smash each other's heads in. So at opposite ends of the states, there's guys that you don't fuck with based on their instant flashpoint of toughness. Kingston putting over, he goes, I know you're from Buffalo. that alone for New York dudes, like quantified the shit's about to go down. East side versus west side, the two hardest heads and the two dumbest bastards who can fucking end up in the drunk tank are gonna like in a second and a half. I was into this scene, like, oh shit, it's going down right now, man.
I never being born and raised in Lower East Side, New York City, in the hood and everything like that. I used to look at Buffalo that way until I've been to Buffalo.
And
it's
I
like
see a lot of people get dropped in Buffalo, bro.
And a lot of big dudes in Buffalo.
Big
right? What is up with Buffalo, dude?
It's Buffalo behind Chicago and Warsaw is the number 3 largest Polish population, and there's just dudes there that are workhorse. Like it looks like they're from 1800s, like guys who would be out in the fields, like pulling a plow themselves. Man, there's just some monster fucking dudes in Buffalo.
Yo, you ever fought a Polish kid?
Yeah, dude.
Their heads are like cinder blocks.
I went to school with almost all of them, man, and like guys who own bars down on Chippewa, which is like the block of all bars down there, where it's just the party scene, and every 10 minutes somebody's getting knocked out on the fucking street down there, bro. So
it's insane.
You mix that with some Canadian beer and all the and Buffalo Bills testosterone, there's a whole group of morons out there, man. So that had me pumped up. I don't know why, just being a New York guy, I popped big for this. And then Kingston like is playing off to somebody off camera. Like, I can't get through one interview without getting it. Are you kidding me? I'm going to kick. Like it just was comedy, intensity, and insults all in a minute and a half, bro. I really loved this scene. I thought it fucking was great.
I want to quickly put over the intense part. When he got in the kid's face, I love that. That's something I would say, like you let them call you your son. I don't respect you for that. You know what I'm saying? I have no respect for you because you allow that. And that's true. Like in the streets, somebody calls you son, like me calling some, like when I was growing up, like the young kids, you know what I'm saying? That's my son. But if it's a dude your age and you call him your son, that means that he's your bitch.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, damn, man, that was cool. And then while they're talking, he's talking to somebody off camera. Yo, mix me up something. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to go to catering. Love it. It was fantastic. Eddie Kingston, one of the best in the business, man.
Yep. Good outs right here. And 2.0 is there to show ass and look stupid. And they kind of did. So it played into what they're supposed to be as well.
Shit, I want to argue with you more like Silvio does.
I do. There was a lot I liked on this show, and that scene was probably my favorite, to be honest with you.
Oh, look at this. I'm getting sunned right now on the chat. Ray, you my son.
Well done.
There you go, buddy.
Scotty Wood first. He says, I roll with Cody Rhodes, son. Never open weight championship. Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, boy.
Best friends, Orange Cassidy. Versus Buffalo's own the Blade and the Butcher with HFO.
Oh boy,
who is HFO? Oh,
who cares?
Well, I know Bunny was out there. But
you're talking about the Butcher, the Blade, and Bunny, right? And
was out there, but what is it? I don't know what HFO is.
What is HFO? What is that?
I don't know. We'll see.
It doesn't matter.
Ishii starts out, gets beat up by Blade, takes shot, drops the opponent, in comes Cassidy, weak splash. We get to do all this fucking, bullshit back and forth where Cassidy tries to get over on Butcher with the kicks and whatnot. Ishii doesn't. Sorry, go ahead.
I just have to get this in, Ben.
Yeah, I know you wanted to talk about Ishii.
I have a problem with Ishii. Ishii.
Yeah. I like Ishii. Ishii is.
Listen, the fact that they're just he's a monster. He's a monster. He's a monster. He's up to like the Butcher's belly button.
I know, bro. I'm like, he's a monster. Where he's got no arms. He's got
no legs. His legs are.
Yeah, I get it. Like that they want to get these guys over, bro. But you put him in there with Butcher, and Butcher like has to come down to do a head to head with him, bro. Like. Bro. There's a reason why they lost the war, bro.
He looks like a potato with toothpicks in it. That's his build.
He does look like a Mr. Potato Head.
So I'm looking at this guy and they're like, oh, it's the never open weight champion. And I'm seeing this guy walk down around. I'm like, he looks like Spike from fucking Tom and Jerry, the bulldog. He doesn't like. There's nothing. Listen, and the guy doesn't do anything special. Why are they making this guy like he's a big deal? I was texting Billy Ray Valentine and Colin yesterday, and I'm sending them pictures of this guy. I'm like, this is your god. This guy stinks. He stinks. Orange Cassidy. I love Orange Cassidy. I'm sorry. He's one of my favorite guys on the whole damn roster.
Yeah, he's just not used right, in my opinion. You know, like I
That
think
kid could be a big star there. I think I would listen real quick. I would put him over. You can don't bury me here. I would put him over Darby Allin when it comes to a small guy that should win titles and shit like that. For me, that's how much I like him. I like him so much better than Darby Allin.
Darby's got a lot of work to do on his promos and charisma, but Darby can get over with pre-produced artwork. I kind of like that, but they're not putting enough investment into that. You know what I mean? Like Darby should be very much a video, like kind of like what Callahan was doing, right? Like they should be on that same spot, like where he's getting over through visual artwork instead of worrying about cutting a promo that's lackluster backstage, which happens to him on this show. And it really buries him, makes him look bad. They're not protecting him. They're not hiding his weaknesses and accentuating his strengths, right?
Right. That's right, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and now with Orange Cassidy, the best acting we do is when we say nothing at all. So it's about what can we take from the Marx Brothers bit, right? Yeah, like very slow. Dude, that's controlling the crowd. When you can have everybody waiting for you to get to a thumbs up point, that's we're controlling at that point. You know, what other silent film Buster Keaton bits, Charlie Chaplin bits can we reinvent for him? There's tons and tons of stuff that we can take from that will get him over. And in a match where he has to wrestle week in and week out, that is doing the opposite. That's overexposing him when we only need 45 seconds of the right dose of Orange Cassidy to be the button on somebody else's scene, to magically appear, to ironically be someplace, to give a tiny little reaction to something that's huge. But if we have him out there in the ring, then we're already taking the magic off him.
Whatever.
Good stuff. Commitment to the bit. They both commit. We just gotta book them the right way. There's money on both of them.
But that Ishii guy can go suck an egg, bro. That guy stinks.
He took a long plane ride to get here. I'll be happy.
I don't care. He stinks. He's in the ring with two guys with everybody. Fucking Orange Cassidy, 8-inch taller than the guy. He's booked at 5'7". He's probably 5'5".
Yeah.
Okay. Butcher is 6'2", 6'3". Think about that. So
I do. Well, one thing I had to say, and I don't want to, because I'm Pepper and Cherry. That's my squad, my 2CW Buffalo squad. But Butcher's got to go, and they're trying to do it on purpose. But Butcher's got to go back to the bald head. The guys with the baldy, like the dad fucking back
with the skullet. It's called a skullet.
Yeah, bro. It's not helping them out because, dude, Pepper or whatever you call him, Blade looks fucking phenomenal, right? He works his ass off in the gym to like make yourself look shitty, even though his partner kind of has it, and naturally it works for him. For Pepper, it shouldn't. He's still the body guy, and the sex appeal is there. You hate him because he's sexier than you, not because of his hairline.
But he's a Blade.
Yeah, well, then stab somebody.
There you go.
But in this one, it was fights off one big chops to the Butcher, and in the end, we get Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii via pinfall. Cassidy hits a crossbody down on the Hardy family, and then Ishii with a lariat and a brainbuster on Blade. I got a problem with this, man, because here we are back to the grill again. Because Butcher and Blade took about 22 consecutive L's in a row because they're good in the ring, they look good, and they could get guys over. Why are we giving Tomohiro Ishii, a guy who's going to be here for how long, and Orange Cassidy, a gimmick, a win over an established tag team that needs heat? And these are the perfect two guys to get it on, a comedy guy and a guy in New Japan, to get over on them and give our hometown guys the win. This is one of the booking decisions. I was like, that's not what because Orange Cassidy's going to get over. When did Orange Cassidy get over in this match?
Tony, what do you think, buddy? He's
he
not
got
talking.
over when he did his little kick spot on right on Butcher, duck one, come back, and then he hits him with the
kip up. The kip up,
right.
Yeah.
So he don't need the win. He got over in the middle of the match. Tomohiro Ishii is here as a New Japan jerk-off favor for the tape trader masturbators and the crowd who know the fuck he is. Maybe 5%, okay? You got to see him in AEW. That's the payoff. Those guys do the job for the established guys that need to go forward and look like a cohesive tag team.
I'm still trying to figure out what a never open weight is.
Never open weight. I'm down for that category because then we don't have to weigh in, and I'll gladly fight that dude any day of the week. Backstage talks with Andrade. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, he's short. I mean, he'll give you.
Dude, hey man, he loves dude. Matt Seidel's short. He's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, Matt Seidel's. Yeah, but they can move. You see the difference?
It's all about booking him right, dude. If they booked Ishii right, and we knew who the fuck he was, and he had these things that came in, and we, pre-tapes. Instead, it's for 5% of the audience just to put this guy in there. It's a bad booking mistake.
I'm just wondering what you're going to do when he gives you the old dick punch. He's right there.
Yeah, I'll probably sell it. And then I'll give him one back because I got a hell of a low blow myself.
You have to be on your back to do it.
It's all good. Backstage, Tony talks with Andrade and FTR. Oof. Tony asks Andrade about his loss at Full Gear. Andrade didn't appreciate the question. Andrade says he's beating Cody and Pac clean, showing he's a better wrestler than both of them. Will now show them his bad side. FTR says they've been robbed by this group, making this personal. So why not make it an 8-man tag? Oh boy, with Malachi Black as well. Tully chimes in and tells Arn he's got one more match left. That was the only redeeming part of this, bro. I got to say this, and these guys are great tag team wrestlers. They students of the game. Mm-hmm. I liked it when he punched out the fucking Mark who attacked Bret Hart. That popped me. But FTR doesn't get it, bro, at the end of the day. Well, like, maybe it's because that guy is still concussed because I know he got knocked out at their match at Full Gear.
It was heat on Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, but still, regardless, their promo sucks. They have no charisma and they have no idea how to get over in the one spot that you need to get over the most, which is character. All of the fucking hot tags and false finishes that you want to do are only going to take you so far to get that respect. And then when it comes time for us to relate to you, doing the I got kids at home promo and all that, no one gives a fuck about your kids. I'm sorry to tell you that, dude. Like, that's not making one person tune in like, he's got kids, I've got kids. Oh, I'm into him now. Like, it never
nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right. You want to do something where your kids are involved, then you have the fucking Mexicans kidnap them. And it's FTR, the angry dads are going to fucking the warehouse and nobody's fucking safe. Then I'll care about you as a dad who's got vengeance. But these little promos that are just so NXT, they're below NXT level, bro, and they don't know how to relate to anybody or give us anything from themselves that we want to grab onto. And that's why FTR isn't and hasn't been over in the 5 years that they've been on TV, bro.
If they kidnap the kid, they gotta push the kid into like an old taco truck. Has to be
something, dude. Like, make it a whole setup, bro. Like, if you like put heat on them, wouldn't that be something Andrade would do if it's personal and shit now? Okay, what's that mean? And you keep talking about your kids. Well, what does the Mexican mob do? Do they do kidnappings and beheadings? They just rolled up on the fucking beaches of Cancun with 15 masked dudes and smoked 2 guys in front of all of the fucking tourists. You think they won't kidnap your fucking little kid, bro, to send a message? Let's do that shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know why.
It's going down.
Oh.
There's no way they're going to get over unless they do something like that.
No.
Backstage, Tony talks with Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. Baker said she's tired of having to carry the women's division. Well, like 5 weeks ago, she was pumped that the TBS title was there, so she didn't have to deal with all the chicks. So which is it? Are you tired of carrying the division or what? She said she's going to direct the spotlight on the TBS champ, Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter's getting over, man, since she's come back. Body-wise, showing the cakes off in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Hits hard. Good look. And
is just kind of an enforcer character. She's kind of like the female Wardlow a little bit.
Little
Maybe
bit.
not act, but
I think she's better looking
yeah,
than
it depends.
Wardlow. Well, for me anyway.
I
She's
think
hot.
if you were to say who's more money written on, and I'm not trying to hate on Jamie Hayter, but
Oh,
there's
Wardlow.
more money written on Wardlow.
That guy's gonna be. Listen, if anybody sees him, he'll be acting in movies soon.
And not if he doesn't get the fuck, maybe just as a backup guy, but he needs to fucking be working on getting his promo out and ready.
Right, character.
Right. Do it. Letting MJF have all that spotlight is good, and he looks good in the stage picture, but he's not getting reps in if he wants to go that way.
Well, hopefully, sitting under that learning tree of
it'll make him
help
better.
him out.
He's gonna have to raise up. I agree. Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero versus Hikaru Shida in the TNT title tournament. This match pissed me off, bro.
I have nothing to say about this match. The one thing I'm going to say is this, and I don't give a fuck what you feel. I do not enjoy any Nyla Rose match, and I have my personal reasons as to why. So you can break this down. Nyla Rose is shit to me. Continue.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about the wrestling between Nyla and Shida, to be honest with you. And Shida looks great. She really got her diet, and not that she was heavy at all, but like, dude, she looks like
gorgeous,
a real athlete, very pretty.
Wonderful.
Like, got rid of the baby fat when over the COVID time. You can see she really dedicated. She's like, this is my shot, and I'm gonna fucking get in good shape, so I'm undeniable. And I think that is enough to keep her on TV alone in dedication. Like, good for her. Like,
when I say Shida and gorgeous, I'm not talking about just aesthetically. I'm talking about everything, the whole package put together.
That's she's poster.
Wonderful.
That's who you want to send out for PR and all that kind of stuff. Now,
right? You don't want to send this fucking fat dude out to beat her up.
Right.
During this tournament. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Serena's at ringside to get that over, and does a little heat on the knee. But I have a huge problem with Vicky Guerrero getting bumped ever, and this is the third time they've fucking
stupid, bro.
Vicky, bro, on just TV on no payoff. It should only happen once. Probably in the history of her time in AEW, and it's happened 3 times, so it means nothing. Vicky tries to run away after getting a little heat spot on the outside, trips on her 3-inch heels, and then Shida hits her with a goddamn fucking kendo stick, bro. I'm just like, this is where baby booking, and I don't understand why Vicky Guerrero, a woman respected by everyone, can't go, Tony, honey. No. Dude, I don't get bumped.
Can I ask you a question? During the Impact Wrestling run where Dixie Carter was the fucking heel, all right? She was the heel. She was the authority figure, whatever. How many times did she go through a table? 10 times? Or was it that one time that everybody remembers?
One time.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
Basic, bro.
That's it.
So, like, anybody getting heat on Vicky, and even Vicky, heat on Vicky for not saying no. Like, because she knows that of where her spot is, but they already paid it off and did it a year ago anyway, so it was too fucking stupid. Vicky gets heat for 2-3 years with the excuse me, until there's something that's really built between like her and a Rebel, and Rebel gets her with something way down the road to get over, but like, or a guy, but like, dude, they just have, when I see that kind of stuff, it really, really chaps my ass that nobody's sticking up and saying no.
You would look good in chaps, by the way.
I have some for using a chainsaw. They're orange. MJF heads out with Wardlow and Sean Spears. MJF doesn't want to talk too much because the crowd. By the way, Nyla Rose via submission. So another submission. Why? Why is Nyla Rose winning with a submission, bro?
Because a dude is going to choke a chick out.
They should, but a dude should knock the chick out. We just had a submission with a triangle choke on the fucking shit, bro.
It is what it is.
Stupid. And yeah, like, and to keep, well, I'll get back to it. MJF, Spears tries to get him to shut up. He doesn't have much luck. MJF says he is easily the most complete pro wrestler on the planet. Says he could send their hometown horse straight to the glue factory. They popped on that. I don't know why the hometown horse thing was something.
I don't know. Is that something from where they are? I don't know.
In Virginia, I don't know.
I don't
He said
know.
the rankings don't tell the whole story. Nobody's on his level. CM Punk's music hits, pop. Punk comes down, gets in the ring, looks at MJF, smiles, turns around and walks away. What?
Hmm?
You just cheated the crowd, bro. This is the worst decision on the show. You've got your highest property, the guy who's money on the mic, probably the only guy better than MJF on the mic in your company, and you haven't come down to do I'm not saying shit. That's a heel move. Now is the time for him to cut MJF down in the promo and get some suns on him. Oh, you got sunned right there by CM Punk. So MJF can react, or even that Spears can try and react and goes at Punk, and Punk gets the heat on Spears, so MJF can powder and we don't have fucking any contact between them. So they just rob their audience of what gets Punk over.
This right here, the cult of personality.
But
his microphone skills, man. His pipe bombs, dude. Come on.
So here's the setup for him to pipe bomb, and he doesn't do any of it.
Nope.
Dude.
No.
Why is CM Punk not fucking going, Tony Khan, this is my opportunity to get over here where I get heat on Spears. And then maybe if I do, Wardlow, they could have got heat on Punk. Punk could have put himself in a bad spot. MJF ducks one, or Spears comes at him. Punk gets him up. Wardlow clips his leg from behind, and now all three of them are beating down Punk, and they get up on him right there. And Punk gets nothing on him after getting his verbals on him, bro.
Do you think
terrible booking?
Do you think they were thinking? I'm trying to think like they were thinking. They were thinking. You know how you talk about the threat of violence? Do you think this was the threat of verbal violence? Like, oh, it's gonna happen. Nope, it doesn't happen. Wait, come back next week. Maybe it'll happen next week.
What about all those people that paid their ticket at that show?
Well, they got to hear CM Punk's song.
Oh, well, what a fucking great day for all of us.
They got to see him and eat $20 ice cream.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they didn't what they paid for in Punk. I don't care if they gave it to him on Rampage later. Scott Woodford, I hear you, bro. Then I agree they shouldn't touch the pay-per-view, but you're wrong in this because people pay their ticket to see CM Punk speak. And the fact that he took it away while being a babyface is a heel move. So therefore, they didn't pay it off. So if we have three heels out there and Punk's walking out with a big ego, you let his mouth write a check. His ass can't cash because he's got to deal with those three guys who beat him down. Heels need heat. He gets over on him verbally, and MJF doesn't have to do it. MJF can just direct traffic and have Wardlow and Spears fucking do it, and he never touches them one time. You had three guys down there to do the option with, and we fucked this play up. It looked like the Giants' offense, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, but don't fucking talk about the Giants, really. Right now, the Giants are shit. The Jets are the shits. The Knicks are not playing well. It's just.
Backstage, Tony talks with Darby Allin, and it doesn't get over.
It doesn't?
No. And Billy Gunn walks up and goes, because Darby says he wants to fight the biggest and baddest. Billy Gunn walks up and he says, I'm the biggest and baddest. And you see Billy Gunn compared to Darby, you're like, there's no way in any fucking reality that Darby Allin could fucking put a beating on Billy Gunn, bro.
Billy Gunn will pick his teeth with Darby Allin if he wanted to.
And then the other son says, don't forget to bring your skateboard. And then the other one gets a meme diss on him from the Turtle Kid. I love turtles. Like he says,
turtles.
I can't remember what he said at the line, but it's one of the things the kid says. But because there's the meme of Darby that Turtle Kid grew up to be Darby.
Bro, just why did they have Billy Gunn's kid fight Darby first? And then when the kid couldn't get it done, then Dad steps in.
That's definitely one of the ways to skin the cat. I think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think I think it's better. I would have booked Billy out of the gate.
Okay.
Because here's what you can do. You
Okay.
get Billy versus Darby. The kids cheat and do whatever.
Mhm.
Billy starts to go over, either does go over or doesn't. Sting with the run in. Fucking Billy and Sting face off, sets up the tag match for next week with Sun and fucking and those two guys together.
Okay.
So you get a little more out of it. And then you have the third son try and do something with the skateboard. He gets taken out on the outside, clearing the way for the Gunn brothers to go over on Darby and keep the feud going a little bit that way.
Word up, son.
What up, Dunny? Backstage Super Click are not in a good mood, Ray, after losing last weekend.
They're angry.
Yes. Cole says both Matt and Nick aren't cleared, but they're stronger than ever on Rampage. Cole said it will be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy versus him and Bobby Fish. Bobby enters the season, says enough of JB and Luchasaurus. He goes to the end with, and that's undisputed, but Matt says they can't do that here. So ribbing NXT a little bit. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, these promos are not, memorable.
Nah.
There's a lot better stuff we could be doing.
I would think the kid that is the son of Luke Perry would cut a better promo, by the way.
Well, I think that he's scared to, but to me, if that's our weakness, we need to make that our strength. And his father should have, or his family should have enough ties in the acting world based on his father's work to have a grade A acting teacher helping him out to become the best of the best. Why wouldn't, if you know that's inside you in your DNA, and the fact is you probably have the best opportunity to transition out of wrestling into big time acting. Boy, I'd be working on those fucking chops instead of working on my curls and my girlfriend's Instagram.
He has some sweet mutton chops, though.
Yeah, that in a fucking quarter will get you an audition that you won't land.
Word.
You better fucking sharpen your swords, kid.
Yeah.
Dante Martin and Leo Rush versus The Acclaimed. Obviously the most talented, probably promo guy on the roster on the show tonight was Acclaimed.
So you got the albino kid and the Black Power Ranger versus the Acclaimed.
You got the lightest skinned African American in history with a BLM fucking.
The kid's really black?
Yeah, he's red bone, I think.
Okay, I didn't. Okay. There's something about that kid that I don't know. When I look at him, hear me out. When I look at him on TV, now the kid's very talented. Don't get me wrong, but I want to hug the kid. He has like this sad look on his face all the time. Is it me?
That's a good thing though, bro. Like that, I understand what you're saying. He's kind of got like, oh boy, Drew. But if you can just look at him and have an emotion, there's money there. Then you need to play into that, right? How do you set it up that everybody's like that? But yeah, this is crazy back and forth. Get your shit in with Leo Rush and Bowens and Caster and Martin. But Leo Rush, man, does all like the Matrix shit come through and very smooth, dude. I want to ask you
about this.
Power Ranger is the worst.
Yeah, it is the worst. Please say that again before I ask you this question about the Power.
Dressing like a Power Ranger is the worst. It looks like cosplay wrestling, and he's got awesome gear, dude. He had like a ton of really cool gear made for that moth shit. Like, why isn't he wearing any of that stuff? Instead, it looks like he went to fucking the Halloween store the day after and got a Power Rangers outfit,
and it was baggy.
Right, dude. It's like not a good look.
Here's the question I have for you: how difficult was it to do what Leo Rush was doing when they were running the ropes and he was just cutting? Like he would take a step, cut, go to the other side. Like he was bouncing around. Like it was like some Matrix, like you said, some Matrix shit. Where when you're running the ropes, it's 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom.
Yeah.
But he was like 1.5, boom, and then he would cut the opposite way. He was doing some weird, crazy shit, like footwork wise. That even I was like, wow, that's pretty.
But the rhythm was still there.
No, but I'm just saying, how hard is that to do?
At 90 degrees. Yeah, you won't catch me doing it.
That's crazy. Like you could break an ankle in there, though.
Yeah, easily you could. And even the stuff where you slip and stuff, duck one, come through, spin kick, like, yeah, just great athleticism, man. There's no doubt about it that he's got it. But the high point of this match was Max Caster saying, I liked you better as a manager, and him popping for that. Like, during the rap shit. So all the moves you want to do, the most memorable thing is going to be the verse, you know? So,
Word.
but I
Word,
had a
son.
problem with this finish
Word, son.
because, yeah, word, son. Because who's supposed to be the star in this match?
It would be Leo Rush.
Mm-mm.
No?
Leo Rush is the money man, the consigliere to Martin.
Okay, so it would be Max Caster. No?
No, Martin is the star.
The fans.
Max Caster and Bowen get over how in their entrance.
Right.
As soon as they enter, you've got your money's worth. Leo Rush is the manager, player, coach who's supporting Martin on his rise up, and they're going to go over. Why is Leo Rush going over? Leo Rush should clear the way for Martin to shine and go over, so they're up that way and they can celebrate. So we get the finish on the right team, but with the wrong guy to make the dude. The story is Leo Rush helping Dante Martin get to the next level, but Dante Martin don't win. Okay.
Gotcha.
Just this is where we're in kindergarten, second grade, bro, you know, in the booking. I believe it was. Yeah, it was Leo Rush with the frog splash cover. 1, 2, 3.
Why not?
Then Taz and Team Taz come out afterwards with Starks cutting the promo saying they wanted to recruit Martin, and that they should come over and he can be like Hobbs. And then Hobbs looks like the Incredible Hulk. He's fucking insane. But they keep saying be like Hobbs. I'm like, what's so special about Hobbs? He doesn't have any belts. He's not on an undefeated streak. Like, you're the one with the belt. And like, why would he come over there? This was a weird promo that really left nowhere but starts the business between Team Taz and Team Rush, I guess.
Yeah. I have nothing to say about that, except for the fact that Hobbs, that's a guy that I know for a fact Vince McMahon has some people watching that kid, because that kid is a major star.
And he's in the ring working 50-50 versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, like, I've been over that.
Like, you got to say no. Like, and why would those guys even want to put that match together like that, man? Like, the whole thing is, if you're in with a big bastard like Hobbs or Cage, you get their goddamn size over. You don't fucking work fit. I can get my shit in on you now. No, you go to do it, but because they're so strong, they can muscle out of it. Nope, they let them get hit with it every time and kill their size, and everybody looks fucking stupid.
Well, with Hobbs, I only have one question, and that's
so what's it gonna be, man?
Great
Come on,
point.
man.
Come on, man. Get with it.
my favorite.
Get vaccinated.
What? Who was that? Was that Creepy Joe? Do it again.
Get vaccinated.
Oh my god, I felt the chill in my soul, dude.
That was at the end of the press conference. He was mad. He even smashes the podium at the end. You can hear his last words before he walks off.
Get vaccinated.
He's mad.
Whoa, bro, that's creepy as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Creepy Uncle Joe Biden.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah. As we get Christian with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, this is bad, bro. Like, why is Christian came over here, got the paycheck? I'm gonna outwork everyone. Now I'm with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, a guy who can't cut a promo, and the other guy who just roars like a dinosaur, bro. Like,
Man, he sticks out his tongue too, and it's green. That's awesome. Did you know that's scientifically accurate? All dinosaurs had green tongues.
did they? That's good.
I don't know.
I
wasn't there.
Yeah. And then we go into AEW Tag Champs. Lucha Brothers tell FTR to stop crying. They've tried to cheat so many times before. This time around, they're just bested FTR. Next week, they have something special for FTR because they are the 4 best man team in the El Universo. Yeah,
Why not?
sure. Did they really need a promo? I don't think they even needed one.
No.
Then we get Sammy Guevara versus Jay Lethal with Tony Nese shown in the crowd before the match at ringside. Tony Nese got hired, like probably the smartest guy to get a contract, knowing that everybody else is going to get fired. And now he just sits at ringside at AEW. That's his fucking gig the last 6 weeks.
What a work.
I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm just going to sit at ringside. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is, with Guevara with the ribs tape talked about. I mean, another unbelievable athlete. Both of these guys. Even Black Machismo's music pops me when he's coming to the ring, and you get a little Macho Man nostalgia and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they do the is that his theme? The Macho
Yeah.
Man gimmick?
But I gotta say this because we talked the real shit on Light the Fuse, and I think Jay Lethal's a hell of a wrestler, hell of an entertainer. Guevara the same. But the hypocrisy of AEW when they, and I'm not here to go to bat for Jimmy Havoc either or anybody. I only go to bat for my team. But when we go through all this speaking out Me Too movement bullshit and all the SJW bullshit and all the transsexual bullshit, and we try and toe these lines of some morality, and then we mark out for wrestlers who have these charges who are more over than other wrestlers, and we put them in the main event, you set yourself up for supreme hypocrisy. Now, I'm not saying anything about any charges that anybody has against them or anything along those lines, but you try and toe one line and then your markdom has you doing something completely different. We're setting ourselves up for a bad PR fall. And that is something pretty rugged that's happening right here and right now, dude.
Who are we speaking about here?
Well, Jay Lethal has had allegations, right? And whatnot, and everything that went through in ROH and all that shit. Jay
Sammy
Lethal,
Guevara also.
yes, and Sammy Guevara. Well, dude, all he did say was some shit about Sasha Banks on Twitter. He didn't
I want to rape her.
Some fucking bullshit tweet talk versus a face-to-face encounter and touching someone are two far ends of the spectrum.
Now, I don't know anything about the Jay Lethal thing. Can you just give me like a quickie like breakdown what happened with Jay Lethal or what
I don't know the ins and outs either, but I know that another wrestler, female wrestler in ROH has said that there was some shit that went down. So I don't know. And all I know is that Jay Lethal, when all that shit was happening, did what a lot of people didn't do. And he shut the fuck up and he went under the radar. He never put out a bunch of statements and I'm going and did the fucking dick flip. I'm going to sex rehab and all that bullshit, Joey, whatever nuts. Because as soon as those guys try and put their heads back up, they whack-a-mole them right back down. Mm-hmm. He politicked and kept his gig at ROH until whatever's happening right now, and then parlayed it into this. Is he a top performer? Absolutely. Does a bunch of scumbag, carny, pseudo-sexual, weird shit happen in wrestling every fucking day.
All the time.
So I'm not trying to be like, how dare you hire him? I know what the fuck goes on in the mob. And now they do too. But they put it out there. This is our standards and practices of morality. But that only goes this far until you're a guy that I mark out for because of wrestling and it's over and I'll hire you. But those guys over there who weren't, we'll fucking cut them out too. But don't remember that. Don't remember that.
But they'll never bring in Hulk Hogan.
Until they do, until
they do.
So that to me, combined with not working on the fucking ribs, the entire dude. To me, if you wanted to impress me in this, Jay Lethal should have beaten Sammy Guevara with a goddamn bear hug for the title. You don't debut a top guy like fucking Jay Lethal, who's getting a title shot out of nowhere, by the way, to have him go under. You don't.
I'm sorry. This is another thing that gets me hot about this company. Wins matter, right? Records matter, right? So then why the fuck are you giving this guy who just came from unless they're counting his record from ROH? Is that what they're doing? I'm sorry. Is that what they're doing?
If you're actually going by analytics, he's 0-0, so he's batting 1,000 in AEW. So he's better than everybody else who may have one loss. I can argue with
Jesus. Come on. What's it gonna be, man?
Get vaccinated. I say dummy. Yeah.
But yeah, so many big, huge high spots in here with Guevara going through a table on the outside, bro. But in the end, he hits the go to hell on Lethal and knocks him out for the 1, 2, 3 on that. This was all real clean shit. I didn't have a problem with any of this.
Good match.
And beating the fuck out. The only thing I have a problem with is we didn't tell the right story wrestling wise, and both these guys know better. What is going on? Why that isn't happening? I don't know. This was a good show. I don't know what the rating was yet. What the number is coming out. They were at 893,000, I think, last week. And
No,
so
I think they went over 1 million, 1.1.
did they go 1.1 last
I
week?
believe so. We were talking about this yesterday on the chat. Really quickly, while we're signing off, if anybody can find what the rating was last week, and if you can find this week, it'll be great. I think you can be able to find it this week, or while you're talking, I can find it real quick.
Yeah,
no, go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah. But we're still have an issue that needs to be addressed. Sure, the creative is there to some degree, and the stars are there. We're not getting max value out of everybody or using guys and finishes the way they should be used. Those are simple things we can correct if we have our mentors run the show down, Medium 5 saying 963,000, 987,000. So under
they did a lot of good pay-per-view buys, by the way. They got $4 million off of their pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, but now people are saying that, right? Now let's stop that. So 4 million buys. Look at your talent of roster of who's getting paid what on there. So let's say it's $4 million. How much did it take to run that show?
I don't know.
$400,000. How much an extra in pyro? Probably another 150,000. So there's $500,000 right there. Then on payroll, you probably got 1.2 million. So now there's 1.7. So now your 4 million turns into 2.2. What else? Insurances, ring trucks, fuel, cost of, I don't know what they're splitting costs with anybody else. I do believe they probably cleared $1.5 million, but that just sets you up to run another show. That doesn't set you up with like mad money's coming in.
All right. Let me just break this down real quick. I'll give you the last 3 weeks. So actually we'll go 4 weeks. So on the 10th, what is it? On the 27th, they had 941,000. On the 11th, what was it? Okay, so now we're going. So we worked our way from 800, the low 878,000, and now to 984,000. Last week was 913,000.
And now we're at 984, so up 70,000. But what does that even mean, bro? Like, how many people are watching SmackDown?
I don't know, 2 point something million,
2.2 million. So let's say we have a qualified base pool of 2 million wrestling fans left in the world that are diehard to watch something. Why are we only pulling 45% of them for AEW Dynamite with legendary WWE talent and fucking hot new talent that they should want to see? That's a big issue that needs to be discussed. Why are we not pulling 50% of the qualified wrestling viewers when we're running unopposed? And then when we're running right after SmackDown, why are we losing 75% of them and only drawing 500,000 when they're drawing 2 million when all they have to do is change the channel? That's a big those are the big,
because they've you know what it is, they've already had 2 hours of wrestling.
They stay for the 1.5 million stays on Monday for 3 hours.
What's that show called again? The Friday one for AEW? That's
Rampage.
Uh-huh.
So there's big questions that need to be answered before we worry about Leo Rush getting the pinfall. There's so many. But when you're a team of I, me, my, and a booker of one who doesn't want to hear or humble themselves to have their shit punched up at the end of the day and be like, no, this is how it should go in this finish. You got the right idea up to this point, but let me tell you why it's better to have this guy go over and we lead into this, that, or the other. They're just still babies to wax on that shit. So, but that's about it for me, son.
Son?
Yeah, Donnie. And then Khan coming out and cutting his promos afterwards usually don't add to the mystique of coolness that they need to have, to be honest with you.
Rampage is doing like 500,000.
Yeah, dude, 500,000. And right after Raw. So you're losing 75% of the audience that should be hearing the channel, bro. That's like, what do you do there? You know?
And if any of you refute that, I dare you to come out here and do something about it.
Oof, I'm glad I don't have to listen to Tanaya Snacks anymore.
Whoa, baby. Yeah,
Damn it. I had that queued up. All right. Anywho.
Well, I appreciate you, Ray, filling in for the Chris Silvio, man, and watching all the wrestling, doing great work on Big Vito brand, doing so much for production at HMG wise with all the drops that we need for the holidays, man. You're indispensable and you're a great friend, man.
Ah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. There's always somebody ready to fill my spot.
Yeah, I just balls to hand off shit to anybody.
But yeah, man. Hey guys, you know, I enjoy coming on here. Big shout out to Chris Silvio. And I told Sil that if it needs another week, I'd definitely come on next week and help out. We could even record it on, you know, right after we do the what do you call it? On Thursday or something instead of doing it Friday. We're doing it Friday because my schedule didn't work out yesterday. But listen, guys, I love coming on here. I love interacting with the chat. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially when I'm with the vet. And again, guys, do me a favor, give Vet a follow because you know that's
once again, just being that vet, man. Just doing what vets do.
And that's what he does is he fucking adds amazing content to our show every single week. He's one of my favorite people to talk about. And yes, we are friends off air. So hit him up at Opinion Haver everywhere on social media. He is not on Facebook. He will never be on Facebook. If you find him on Facebook, it is not him. So don't follow him. Follow me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez on Instagram and also on Twitter and at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez on Facebook and head over, guys. Hey, listen, do me a favor. Head over to Hamin Media Discussion Group, the Hamin Media Discussion Group on Facebook. Join the chat. It's possibly
Survivor Series Pick'em challenges. I'm going to do that today.
We're doing so. Oh, that when is that? Is that this week?
They just posted yesterday, so that'll be Sunday. So
you want to hear some? You want to hear some fucked up shit, man? So I've been using my sick days and vacation days. I'm just spending them like crazy, and I only have like a couple left, and I really can't take any. I can't really take any time off. Fucking the professor, Chabelo de la Cruz, hits me up, right? The magnanimous professor, and he goes, "Hey Ray, you want to come with me to Survivor Series this Sunday?" I'm like, "Fuck." I have nobody to fill my shift, so I cannot.
I don't think you're gonna miss much at Survivor Series.
But still, it's just going. I've never been to I've been to other pay-per-views.
Yeah, of course you want to do that instead of work, but you'll be out there by the door going
ding dong.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Y'all, man. Thanks for subscribing to channelattitude.com. You guys, your support behind the paywall is what keeps HMG going with all the great shows and more coming to Channel Attitude. We're getting a couple new shows up and running. And if you want the free stuff, there's great stuff at HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com from the NFO podcast, the new Brad Shepard show blowing up huge.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I think we're going to bring that over here to Channel Attitude as
very, 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 very fun, very good listen, guys. I'm not even putting them over because me and Brad are cool. Very good. So check it out. Seriously.
Yeah,
and Rad Rob is terrible, but Brad Shepard is phenomenal.
And possibly some more new pundits that we've been talking to who've got a great body of work as well. It's just getting everything in line and me trying to knock things off my list as I make it through these days, man. But so you guys make it better here at twitch.tv/Hamin Media. I'll be back tonight for the SmackDown Live self-help group watch along infidels. We do it Wednesday too for AEW. But y'all, Big Ray, glad to be back with you, infidel. Hacker Hamin. Yes, that's right. Attack of the bald heads. You've just been destroyed, infidels. Y'all.
To the moon.